And now, from beyond our dimension, this is the JeffMara podcast. Here's Jeff.
My guest is Artemis Photinou from Cypress, who during her near-death experience traveled to another solar system, which we're going to learn about and more. Artemis, thanks for joining me and welcome.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for having me as your guest.
Well, Artemis, let's start on the day that your NDE happened and go from there.
So the year was around 2016. I was in Thailand on a trip. I ended up staying more. I was supposed to stay for 1 month, but I ended up staying a bit more, around 6 months in total. This was the time frame. I remember I had a woman come in my dreams as a voice, and she told me that I was going to die in 1 week, but everything was going to be okay. And I think this was like my higher self in the future contacting me. Yeah, so I was in a place outside in the mountains, like 2 hours away from the city. I was I started to not feel so well. I basically had a virus called dengue fever, which developed into a severe dengue hemorrhagic fever, is called. It was pretty intense. I ended up, I don't want to give too much details, like to scare people out, but it was like a lot. I was bleeding internally and externally. I was vomiting blood. So I ended up going into a heart attack and a stroke at the same time. The dengue fever is supposed to, if you don't take it, if you don't heal from it in the first 2 weeks, and there's also no cure at the hospital. If you go, they can't give you something. They can only give you some fluids to drink and maybe take care of the like so that it doesn't fully worsen. You have to relax. You have to be relaxed, and it's pretty insidious. So I had no idea that I had this virus.
You heard a voice telling you that you're going to die in a week, right?
Yes.
Did you believe it?
I kind of had a feeling that this was the truth in my gut, but I felt that this was like something that I was like imagining at that point. But then I really had this strong feeling that this was going to happen, because I had symptoms that everything in my physical body was worsening. I started getting paralyzed slowly in my body. So yeah.
You were at the hospital. You had a heart attack and a stroke.
I was not at the hospital. I was outside in nature in the mountains, and there was an ambulance that came, but it took them 2 hours to come. By the time they came, I already knew that if you moved me from there, I would already die in like 10 minutes. So I felt that the best thing for me to do was to connect with the nature that was there. And I already felt that I could not be in that ambulance. I had a remembering that I knew the people who were there in the ambulance, where they came to take me, and I saw that they were going to do really bad stuff to me and take the situation very not so serious. So I decided to stay in the mountain there under the stars, at least, and in the nature, so that I could somehow do what was best in that moment, which was very unpredictable, very mysterious, like situation for me. as death is for all of us. We are all going to experience this in the end.
During your heart attack and stroke, is that when you had the near-death experience?
Yes, that's when I started to fully go out, but it started in stages. I started to lose my senses, and I couldn't really ground in my physical body. I was like, yeah. I'm not sure exactly what I want to describe from this, but I started to lose my senses. I couldn't hear, I couldn't see, I couldn't feel. I started becoming numb. I couldn't move. I was paralyzed in all of my body. And then the heart attack happened, and slowly I started to realize that I'm dying.
So during your heart attack, did you float outside of your body and see it laying there on the ground?
I refused to go with the ambulance with these two people. I asked their name and they told me their names, and then I already knew their names. And when I refused to go with them, they left. And then a guy that I knew there, he called for two people to come there to I don't know, to heal me in a way. And they were doing a massage to me, and they started sort of activating my kundalini, which is the how can I say it, the energy that is stored inside our body that is not fully activated. And we all have this energy. And they started doing massage to my body, and at a certain point I was in a lot of pain. And I remember I managed to get outside my body, like in a way, like astral project outside of my physical body. So then I could see myself from a third point perspective. I was outside my body. My body was down on the floor. And these people were doing massage to me. And they were very connected at that point. So I was showing them exactly where I was in pain because my body felt numb before. So they took like 1 hour. They were doing massage to me like 1 hour. And they stayed there they were very attentive. And so I was showing them where to do massage, and they were sort of like communicating with me astrally, and they were touching where I was showing them. And then it's very hard to explain the experience because time was not really like the clocks we have, like not linear. It was I was experiencing many different things all at once from many different planes, mentally, emotionally.
Well, at what point did you leave and go start traveling around the cosmos?
Later on, like when I started having the heart attack, I went into this like a blackness. Like they pulled my spine at a certain point, and this activated the kundalini energy that I had inside of me. So I felt like I was moving, and the whole universe was moving, and everything was moving. And I could move with this energy, and like I was one with the energy, and I recognize it as part of myself. Like I am like a fabric of the universe itself. Like it's a dance, spiraling energy. And I had the power to move as long as I could accept my female and masculine traits, female and masculine energies that I have inside of me. And so basically, to accept all parts of yourselves, the all part of yourself, the shadow aspects, the good parts, the dark things that you think are not lovable, to accept all parts of yourself. And so I got out of the body, at this point, and I started moving in something that was like a void. And there was like a more of a feeling of an energy that I was moving through. If you hear me breathing a little bit strange, I have one part of my lung is not fully functioning that well. I'm still healing from this, but it's getting better along the years. So I was moving in something that was like a void. It was all black. I couldn't see something. I just had this feeling of like an energy pushing me and an energy telling me not to stop. For whatever happened, like they told me, don't stop, just keep going. And I kept moving, and it's very hard to explain like what happened from there, because at a certain point I lost it. I stopped, and I lost the energy, and then I managed to reconnect through something deeper. It's very hard to explain, because then after that I remember I went through complete blackness. So I think many people talked in your podcast about the void.
Yes, that's true.
And when you get yourself to this point, which I think maybe many people will experience this, but again, I don't want to say so sure, because everyone is going to experience something different when they go through their near-death experience, and they shouldn't go in it with prejudices or whatsoever. And yeah, and so I was faced with complete darkness, like a void, and at the start I thought that was like hell, that was like I mean, for a person that just died and just sees darkness, you can think that it's like a complete like that's it, like that's it, like but I ended up seeing it from a different perspective at that point, and I saw myself as a seed that is like being planted in universal consciousness in a way. So I had the potential to grow as from where I was, and to become something not just for myself but for the future seeds that we have. So I should not just see myself as something that went into complete darkness and then oblivion, because the universe is much more bigger than oblivion. And even in death, like we have to keep our faith and our heart resonating with something bigger. And if we meet a dark place, this doesn't mean that we are the darkness. We can just change our perspective and see something else, because something else will appear, because we are just energy. That's what we are at the end. Yeah. And so from this point, I was in a lot of time in this void, and you start to realize it's like a narrow point. You get like a narrow point, so you start to realize all of these experiences that I had, all of these past lives, or whatever you remember at this point, because you can get like a life review, which I did. And I'm sure many people had this, because I could see other people when they crossed over, what happened to them as well at this point. As I say, everyone's gonna experience something different in this experience. So, but a multitude of people, I think they have experienced this as well. And then you start to choose something else. And I could see like sacred geometry. I started working with sacred geometry at that point. and I could see the Fibonacci, which is something we have in everywhere in our nature. I'm not sure for those who are not aware of this. It's like the geometrical pattern of life, which shows how trees are grown, how plants are grown into the light, how their consciousness is formed.
What did it look like seeing other people cross over?
I kind of felt them. I felt that they were like in parallel timelines, and I could feel that they also went through this, and I was not alone. I kind of had this feeling that I had this voice that I was not alone. I mean, obviously everybody's going to die. So if I died, then I'm not the only one who just died. So I guess you can just visualize that other people also had similar experiences to what you are having in the moment.
Would you say that you saw other people also arriving in the black void with you?
I think I could sort of like hear them and hear their experiences. I have like some abilities, like I'm clairvoyant, clairsentient, claircognizant, and clairaudient. So it was like a knowing that I knew that people had gone through these things, and like maybe not seeing them, but I could feel that they went through this. And I kind of wanted to, it was like a moment of empathy. Like I wanted to extend empathy and compassion towards them, because they also had or have or were experiencing this. It was like a past, present, future thing.
So you were in the black void. At some point, did you leave and go travel around?
After this black void, I saw all my past lives. I kind of it was very the whole experience was very interstellar. So I was in one point at one time, and in another point at another time, and in many different points. So it's kind of hard to put it in like a one line, like a chronological line of where did it all start, where did it all end. I just knew it was all happening all at once, and this was very perplexing for my mind to handle. So this is what I was trying to do. I was trying to help my mind and where I was at the point in my consciousness to fathom and to understand what was happening to me in that experience. Yeah. I ended up going through something like a black hole at a certain point, like in the universe, like a quantum black hole, which was very extreme. I don't want to talk about it too much, but there is things in quantum physics that explain that you can actually go inside a black hole, and if you go towards the singularity, I'm not sure how to explain it at this point, but if for those who want to research it, this thing actually exists. If you work with the singularity of the black hole that is there, you can create a wormhole, like a time traveling portal to another solar system. And that's what I did. I don't know how I managed to do this, but like I guess I was really pressured, and like there was no escape, so I had to figure it out. Uh, so I ended up managing to stay in the singularity, to figure out the singularity. I don't even know how to explain it at this point. And this kind of created like a portal, like a time traveling portal that kind of sort of like my energy got transferred in another solar system, like light years away, where I could travel without the baggage of being feeling like I'm being put down. Not by physical matter, not by gravity, not by any of these forces that we have here. And I time traveled in another solar system, in many different solar systems. I went nearly in 3, but I could see how the life was in other planets close by or not so close by from there.
Do you recall which planets that you went to that are close by?
They're not so close by. I know that I visited the Pleiadians, the Pleiades, the Andromedas for sure. I saw the civilization of I'm not sure for those who know Bashar. He's on our planet. His name is Daryl Anka, and he says that he comes from the future, from civilization. I don't remember their name at the moment. Esasani, I think it's called, and they helped me also to cross over. I'm not sure if I went exactly on their planet, but they helped me like in many different ways to cross over, to understand, to change my belief systems on how to navigate this whole experience. The Pleiadians, I went there, and the Andromedas, and another 2 solar systems that I'm not sure exactly what they were. I didn't ask, but I saw they had big civilizations, like much more bigger than what we have here, and they knew everything about math and quantum physics and physics and chemistry and all of these things that we have here. Like the math that we have here is like 1% of the math that they have there, unfortunately. It was extreme. Like they were extremely clever and extremely like their buildings were huge, and the whole place, like it was like I don't even know how many people were there. It was a lot.
Well, what did the people look like?
The people were just the different beings from us. They don't all have to look human. I think they were also a few humans there. Many beings could shapeshift, like turn their body into whatever form they wanted, and that was not really bad. It was like it's just like a part of playing with their consciousness. On like it was different beings, like we can call them like aliens here, but for them we are the aliens also, and they don't mind. The thing is, in those planets they have much more different like they don't have gravity, they don't have the sort of the laws of the universe that we have here, and they're using different things to navigate their experience. And it's not like a competition, but like they many civilizations, they want us to wake up, and they want us to reach our higher states of consciousness and be who we really are, but they also cannot interfere with our free will. And but they are trying to help as much as they can, and they are all rooting for us, because being here on this planet is it's a very hard place to be. It's really not a joke. It's for the tough ones being here. And so there is much more easy energetically. They can teleport. They can use telepathy to speak with whoever they want on the entire planet or solar system or galaxy, wherever. They can teleport wherever they want. And they hope that we can wake up and do these things as well. That we can wake up from the matrices and the programs that we have here. And yes, because at the start when I went there, I kind of had a feeling that I was very, very angry. You know, why, if there's so much huge technology, why aren't they helping us? You know, but this is the thing, that they're also busy living their life, and they cannot interfere with our free will. So unless we wake up, unless we take those first steps, they cannot interfere. If we take those first steps, then they can also take a few steps towards us. But if we don't, then they're not allowed to interfere with what our soul is choosing then to learn. If we choose to learn in a hard way, yeah, that's how we're gonna learn. Unfortunately, it's just different contracts each person has. But for the 2025 and 2026, the energy is having a complete shift, and we all have to be here to wake up, not just for ourselves, but for the future generations, and also for ourselves, not just to get lost in the nothingness. You know, we're here with a purpose. We're here to be who we are, and to show this vibration out to the world. And we are kind of lost in using our phones all the time, and really losing the meaning of life and what we came here to do. But we really came here to do a lot of stuff, and some stuff are going to be unexplainable, since we are part of energy and part of the fabric of the universe. So we have to have the guts to stand up for this.
Were you shown the near future of our Earth? And if so, what did you see?
I saw 2025, 2026, that I saw the wars that are gonna happen. I saw there was like a lot of wars and a lot of blood, and they showed me the wars. And at a certain point, I could not look at this because it was too much. So I asked them to stop. And I saw 2025, 2026, that there's gonna be this energy shift that we really need to wake up. It's been a very long time, and really just like waiting longer and longer and longer is not gonna do anything.
Did you see aliens in our future?
I think I kind of blacked out. If I have any memory of this, I'm not sure, but I think I kind of blacked it out. But this is not the point. You know, we're not waiting for a UFO apocalypse. We're not waiting for any apocalypse to happen. The only apocalypse that is ever going to happen is when we apocalypse ourselves. So this is what we need to do. It's we keep waiting for something external to happen. And the people that want to control us, they know this. So they feed us with images of horror and images of fear as to lower our vibration. They don't really care whether we reach the future, because they want to control the future. They want to hide the truth. And what is the truth? That we are who we are, and that's enough. We're not meant to I don't know, wait for a UFO apocalypse. Oh, these bad aliens are gonna come down from the sky and they're gonna kill us. No, there's good aliens as well. It's not just bad aliens. And certainly we have so much energy inside of us to just sit around and wait for the bad things to happen. You know, this is a waste of life. It was a waste of energy. And I hope my message reaches out the people that really need to hear this. This is a bit messed up. We are here to live and we're here to die in our own accord, and this is what we should do.
Can you give us some techniques to be able to wake up?
Awareness. The key to awareness. It's super good. So keep bringing, do mindful techniques. So let's say I'm washing the dishes, something simple. Be there, washing the dishes completely. Do not distract yourself with anything else. Keep your phone outside of the room when you're sleeping. Drink plenty of water. Try to bring your body in an alkaline state, not in a toxic state. Don't smoke, don't drink. My God. These are all like influencing your free will. I occasionally drink, but I know what this does, at least. So yeah, we're all human. And what else? Do meditation. Meditation really helps to activate the hypothalamus, hippocampus. Do you know what's it called?
Well, there's the hippocampus and then there's the hypothalamus.
Yes. I'm not sure which one it is. Anyway, there's like a little small, like a small pine seed in our brain that when you do meditation, you can start to activate it. This is responsible for telling you about your how do you say your fear response. So like it triggers the fear. So when you do meditation, this part of the brain becomes bigger and it has more capacity to handle stressful situations. So it's very good to meditate to activate this part of your brain so as to handle and navigate life without so much, oh my God, I have a shock, I have a heart attack, I didn't do this at this point or at this time and now I need to suffer. So this is very important. It's very, very important. What else? You can stay close to the ocean, which it cleanses your energy. You can learn how to alchemize your thoughts, your feelings. You can do breathing exercises, which are very important. Breathing is very, 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 I can't stress how much important it is. It's very important. What else? Trying to remember. Eat healthy. Eat healthy. Try some fasting from time to time. Try to relax yourself. Try to follow your intuition. Don't be so focused on living a linear life when at the end of the day, we're not linear beings. Try to raise your vibration at whatever cost, like not at whatever cost, but you know what I mean. Like try to be in a high vibration.
Earlier you mentioned that we're in a matrix or a simulation. Can you explain what this matrix is?
It consists of a multiple of matrices. Even if you think you found one, you might be faced with another 100 ones. This is what happens when sometimes what happens when you have the near-death experience. You leave one matrix and then you enter another one. And it's like an endless lanes of matrices. What is a matrix? Basically, we need to remember who we are. We are energy. We are we some of us are not just only human. We have DNA from different star systems. We are star seeds. So basically, the matrix is something like society tells you to live a certain type of life. You have 7 hours a day, you go to work, then you have to do this in this way and this way and this way, and they kind of program you to have like a set of things on how to do a specific thing. And that's not really how this goes, because if we are energy at the end of the day, each and every one of us will have its own unique way to approach a different situation according to our circumstantial reality as well, because we are beings of that have different circumstances each, and we have a unique energy, a unique blueprint of energy. So I'm not meant to approach this life in the same way that anybody else here is approaching life. I'm meant to find my own unique rhythm in life as everybody else in nature. You don't see birds flying exactly the same way. I mean, they have some rhythm altogether, but there is an individuality under it. And this is what connects the totality. So we're meant to sort of follow and be a part of something, but we're also meant to individuate and be a part of us, so that other people can see also this part of us, and this can extend.
Do you think that you planned this NDE pre-birth?
I think I had a vision when I was around 8 years old that I was going to die when I turned around from the ages of 18 or to 22. And I kind of knew from when I was 8 years old that this was going to happen, and this was too much for my energy to handle as a kid, especially because I couldn't speak about it with anyone. The moment I spoke about it, everybody thought I was just like, crazy. But it did happen in the future.
So let's go back to your story. You went to other realms and were seeing other places, other solar systems. Then what happened next? How did you get back to your body?
To get back to my body actually was the easy part, the most easy of them all. I was already in communication with my higher self at this point. And so she said to me, I said, I want to go back home. I want to go back to the earth. Even though that's not my soul planet, I still want to go back. I have a mission to complete. So she said, just think yourself back, like imagining yourself going back. And that's what I did. I just simply imagined myself going back. And there was a very gentle breeze, like an energy that was moving me slowly. And I started to be pulled back in the physical body. There was no pain. There was no everything was just like very smooth. And it happened very fast as well. Like it took me years to go to these other places, all of them. But it took me like maybe minutes or even maybe seconds to come back. It was very fast.
How did you change as a person after your NDE?
I definitely saw things in a very different way. I could see that everything is part of an energy, and even though I did not really get the support that I needed, and I could hope that I would get the support that I needed from family members or friends, I kind of was sort of like being put to the corner. This was something beyond their comprehension, not something they were able to digest, I guess, at this point. And so I had to deal with everything alone, and this was really hard because I came back with a message, and I came back with a guidance for people, and they didn't really take it. And but I guess it's also like a lesson that I have to learn, because I clearly said that I will come back, and whether they hear me or not, it's not a problem. But yeah, that rippled out other things in the end, which wasn't really so good. But I ended up seeing things from a much more lighter perspective.
What is your mission here, and what is your message for humanity?
My mission here is to help people remember who they are, to build a heart coherence, to activate the heart coherence, to, in a way, create the heaven on earth that we all so much desire in our dreams, and we connect with each other, and we are not really ready to face the full reality of what it takes to get there, to do this. And it really is just being ourselves. We need to remember who we are. We're here to remember who we are. I'm here to help people remember, not just on this plane, on the physical plane, but in the astral plane, in many different planes. When souls come to me, either astrally or mentally or in whatever way, I guide them back to themselves, back to the truth of who they are and what we are all doing here.
While you were out of your body, did you happen to notice if the earth itself is a sentient being?
Yes. The earth is just as much as we are. If you can imagine, like, let's say each human being is like, I am an arm, you are a leg, the other person is a liver. And the earth is like that. She has us on her body, and she feels everything we feel, every emotion, every thought, everything. And sometimes it gets a bit too much. It used to be getting a bit too much. Now she's a lot more progressed in her evolution. She's much more awake. Before, she was a little bit like a drunk person moving around through space. And when people do wars on her, when people do bad things on her body, she feels this, and she does not like this at all. It's very extreme. If you created a wonderful planet which consists of water and greenery and all of these things, and she's giving her soul. It's pretty annoying to see what the people sometimes are doing on this planet. And then this is happening on her. She can feel everything.
You mentioned that you had these abilities during your NDE, like being claircognizant and stuff. Do you
Yes.
still have those abilities now that you're back in your body?
Yes, I have them, and they have expanded a lot more. Um, I can see auras, and I developed a lot more abilities than I thought was actually possible to develop. Um, it's a pretty good thing. It's also like a heavy burden sometimes, but I can see that this is helping a lot other people just by being close to me, just by being in contact. Or just a simple talk with someone. It really helps them to shift their energy completely, and this is very beautiful for me, because this is what I wanted to do, just to be here and be myself. And some of these abilities I'm not sure if I can fully share on the podcast, but you can follow me on my social media. And I teach some of these things to people regardless of what they want to find out, because everyone wants to find out something different. We're all unique here. um, I am teaching how to follow your intuition, how to develop certain extrasensory perception, how to how to see things, how to I used to see auras in the past, and I know I can do it, but sometimes I kind of block it out. but I can still see from the corners of my eyes, like even now, like I'm like sort of like seeing stuff. And other abilities, like if you're a person that you have an you have an extra ability of some sort, you can get in contact with me, and we can figure out how you can manifest these abilities here on the earth.
If people want to contact you, what's the best way to do so?
You can contact me by maybe my Instagram, I think.
What is it called?
It's like Shine, and then one NEWITHIN. So shine within, but shine with a one.
If you had a friend that was grieving over the loss of a loved one, what kind of advice would you give?
Don't grieve too long. I don't know. Look, people who die, and we're all going to die. And another thing is I want to help people to teach them how to die. This is also one of the reasons why I came back. I know this sounds weird, but we're all going to die eventually. And this is, again, for me, another part of life. It's not like we die and then that's it, like it's the end. No, it's not. So they say normally it takes around 40 days for the soul to cross over. She might hover around on the earth and revisit memories and people's houses and haunt you, or I don't know, something like this. But eventually she will go where she needs to go. And it's pretty hard because it's a very sensitive spot. Um, um, I would say you can cry, you can grieve, but at the end of the day, just really understand that this is another part of life, and you are meant to show empathy and compassion, because attachment is not love. So to cry, so to let the other person know how much you miss them, that's one thing, but to really um, keep them down in a way, as if like when you cry, you feel them close to you. This can make the soul feel stuck in a way, or they can actually get the soul stuck. And just extend the love in the future, and just know that you will see this person again. If you really love them, then you can visit them. It's not the end, so you can really really go to them. And when I died, I visited my grandmother. Came to me at the start because I was a little bit paralyzed and I didn't want to move. And she's the person that raised me. She died when I was 16 years old, and she was the only person that was fully close to me and that fully knew me as a person. And so she came to me, and it was really good for me to see her. Like, it feels really good when you see the person that you love so much, to see her. So just really, like, don't lose hope, you know. I wanted to say one last thing, and I don't know if you have any more questions. I saw that when I reached my home soul, that this whatever we're experiencing here is part of a dream. So let's say your higher self has this vision to go outside in the universe and be how you say, a skyscraper, like to go and heal a certain part of the universe somewhere out there, which is again part of its own. It's all interconnected. We're all interconnected into a web of interconnected consciousness. So it's all part of us. And your higher self had this mission, this dream that, oh, I want to go and heal this part of the planet, this part of the galaxy, this part of something, a specific thing. And so we sort of astral project and we come down here in places so as to heal whatever we came here to heal in a friction of time. I'm not sure if I'm being understood. And then we will go back. So we're here to remember what we came here to do. And we are safe in our spirit. We just have to wake up.
When you saw your grandmother, did she look the age she was when she died, or did she look young?
I think she was exactly as she was. Maybe she looked a little bit more vital. She didn't seem so tired. I think what was important is that she could speak and really be herself and not really, I didn't feel she was being held down by something.
Do you fear death?
The journey I went was a very, very long journey. I think at the end of the day, if I have to die again, I might suffer for a little bit, but at this point, it's just like I think I just need to find the right jokes, because it's even though it might be frightening, I think it just takes a good amount of jokes to handle and navigate the experience forward. So, and I know your higher self has the ability to do a lot of things, and for me, one of that was to be a funny person, to be able to make jokes.
Before we finish up, can you leave us with a last positive message?
Most positive thing I could say is to be yourself, and in the grand scheme of the universe, like if you were to go really, really, really back, just like some people watching, if you were to go really, really back, and see from a third point perspective, like an eagle's perch, you would see that your perspective is really, 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 really needed. It's like your unique energy and your perspective is really needed. Maybe not at this time in place, but in another timeline somewhere out there. And who you are is a unique tapestry of the universe, and like you're interconnected with the everything of life, the trees, the sun, the rainbows, everything. And this extends just not just only to this universe, it extends to so many universes. And like you're needed and you're not alone, and you need to be who you are. And not many people will accept you, but this does not matter. Be here. Try it.
Artemis, thank you for your message, and thank you for being my guest.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thanks for watching the JeffMara podcast. I really appreciate you. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. And if you do, there are loyalty badges and other perks depending on your level of membership. All you need to do is click the join button underneath the video to find out more. Thank you for your support.